One of the books that has improved my life the most in the past year is Nonviolent Communication. Nonviolent communication is an approach to living that was designed to help people resolve conflicts through compassion and empathy. It's based on the idea that all human beings are inherently compassionate, and that all violent communication is just a tragic expression of someone's unmet needs. At the core of nonviolent communication, there are 4 components. First is observing without judgment. The philosopher Krishnamurti once said, "The ability to observe without evaluation is the highest form of human intelligence." This is really hard. It's often easier to apply broad labels rather than try to untangle the root cause of our feelings. For example, when giving feedback to a coworker, it might be tempting to say, "Hey man, you talk too much and don't value other people's time." But this is not an observation. Too much is a judgment, assuming that there's a right or wrong amount of everything. And with valuing people's time, you might be right, but you're still implying a motive behind the action, which is not something that you can observe. An example of an observation would be during meetings you spend more time talking about yourself than the agenda. Second is asking how the thing you observe makes you feel. For example, with your coworker, you might feel frustrated or angry, but it's important that feelings aren't confused with thoughts. For example, saying something like, "I feel like I was unfairly treated," is again an evaluation rather than a feeling that you personally experience. Third is identifying what needs of ours are causing these feelings. Negative feelings often indicate that some of our needs aren't being met. And us human beings, we have a lot of needs. We have the need to be loved, the need to be free, the need to be understood. When instead of giving people a judgment, we can give people the raw unmet needs that we have, it makes it naturally easier for the other person to be more compassionate. Lastly is the request you make to the other person that is based on your unmet needs and can help fulfill what's missing. While this is a useful framework, I think nonviolent communication is a lot more than just a 4-step process. I see it as a mindset. It's the mindset to see the best in people even when it's really difficult. Mindset that we can live in a world where everyone's needs are met without winners or losers. And the mindset that we can get a little closer to this world by just putting a little more thought into how we communicate. Since reading Nonviolent Communication, I've found myself trying to look for the good in people when my instinct is to criticize or complain. I've been able to work through tough disagreements and feel more connected with my coworkers. And my relationships with my family and my girlfriend have gotten stronger since I've been able to more openly express my needs. I don't think it's practical or desirable for all of our communication to follow this model. But for disagreements and strained relationships, I found it to be super valuable. It's definitely not easy, and I'm far from a master myself. But if being a little more mindful of how we communicate can bring us closer to a world of generosity and compassion, then it seems worth it to me.